You guessed it, guys. It's fucking broke. What's happening? Thanks for clicking on. And thanks to all the subscribers, the comments, the likes, all the love. Really appreciate it. It does make a world of difference. And I don't even know why it makes a world of difference. But yeah, I think now is the time to take the old girl off the road for the winter. Because let's face it, the weather's going shitty. It's more chimney weather. And it snapped the rear. It snapped the front engine mount. Belting. So I think today what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip the van down and take you along with the journey of building it, I suppose. It's the first step into making it mine. Although I have put the suspension on it, I've done everything else on it. Bought a few bits. Bought these radiator mounts with Powerflex mat bushes in them. So I need to, that's first, like, little getting things in the motion. These are for the chimney. These are fuel line adapters. So hopefully they will click onto the fuel pump. I can run AN6 fuel lines because I went to Silverdale to pull my mate out and I don't even know how a fuel line burst, but I'm going to run it through the car with them. I'm going to make that and then I'm going to run the brake lines through it, everything I can just to protect it, because it is getting me places now where nobody's been before and it's just like there's stumps, there's all sorts in the way. But got that. And also shout out to the fucking shitty UK roads. I went out the other day to show my mate the van and he was surprised. He was surprised, to be fair. And look at this. This is what the fucking roads have done to the wheel. No, come on, camera. So there we go. So as you can see there, it's absolutely mullered my tyre, and obviously I was in stuck. So what I've done, I've ordered a wheel because I had to take a wheel off my other van, and obviously the vans run the same wheels and tyres, so ordered that. And also what I'm going to do before I get into this video, I'm going to make some shelves like that under there to get all this cleaned up. I've started stripping them axles. The axles are near enough stripped, it's just the diffs that need to come out. So if you need any parts, I've got some front half shafts, calipers, carriers, rear shafts with backing plates, etc, etc. But I might keep the diffs. I might keep hold of the diffs in case mine shit themselves. So yeah, it's more about it's more now. I love being independent. I love being able to just sort the job. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case with the tyre, but shout out to my gaffer. I offered to pay for using the van and he just told me to fuck off, in other words. But I came home, got the van. Sorry, no, I used his van, changed the tyre off my work, this van, blah blah blah. Got my van home, went back to work, and yeah. So it's not quantity of friends, it's the quality of friends, and he helped me out. But I love being independent, so I've ordered a rim. So if it happens again in either van, I can just whip the wheel off, bosh, done. But first of all, let's get this fucking garage tidy and usable, and then we'll crack on with stripping the van down. Right guys, I've had a bit of a tidy up. My brain is still with trying to get everything sorted, but I think now what we'll do, we'll crack on with getting a bit of progress done on this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the header tank off, I'm going to take the intake off, I'm going to take that catch can off, headlights, a few other bits and pieces, and then we'll rejoin or recongregate, if that's even a word, and I'll show you around on how far I've got up to. Let's crack on. Right guys, coming. Let me show you. Right. So, I don't know what the fucking hell this gimbal's doing. So, engine mount. I'd say that's bollocks. I'm thinking here as well, once I get rid of these tabs and obviously run the Astra VXR rad, I'm going to put a catch can there for the engine breather, and I think on this side I'm going to do the same but for the gearbox. And I think I found one of the rattles, so I think that needs trimming, or with the new rad I'm just going to have a way with them. But I think I'm going to try and tie these holes into some sort of mount. Headlights are out obviously, and these, I think these, I'm going to try and make these out of AN. That's the turbo return. I'm going to make one for the turbo feed, and this here, I'm going to take all this off in a minute, and I'm going to see if I can get this to accept an AN fitting somehow, somewhere, something. But we've got a coolant leak there, and if you can see down there, there's a fair coolant leak there. But I've been led to believe that these are a common leak. The water, I don't know what it is, because that's the thermostat. That is something else. Intake's off, but yeah, that's the setup of it. Needs that conduit tidying up. Looks like this side of the rad, this side here has been chopped already. But I think with the other rad I'm going to tidy it all up and make it a lot nicer. I mean, it's in there. That's definitely what my rattle is, but it does need securing. So I think I'm going to tidy up them corner panels, take a bit more off. So yeah, join me again when I've got more stuff off. I'm just, like I say, I'm not like all these other YouTubers where they're all sponsored and parts will come every week. I've got to save up for these bits, because I want TIG-Works header tank, TIG-Works induction. I'll need some catch cans. I've already got some nice filters in here. These things, I'm going to run them. They're quite nice and they're all AN. So I'll run one of them on the engine and one of them on the gearbox. But obviously I need the catch cans to go with them. So obviously I'll need to obviously buy them. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take the front mount off. I'm going to take my crash bar off, get the rad out, because I've also ordered hoses as well, VXR hoses, because the VXR rad is different. But my luck, again, there's no VXR rads in stock anywhere at the minute, the alley ones anyway, and I'm not paying $1,000 for a pro alloy one. I've made that mistake with the Fiesta, spending thousands of pounds, and some guy with like some Ling Long Chinese special, it's just as good. So it can have a gravity one, and I might treat it to a Giz Motorsport fan shroud. But yeah, let's crack on, and I'll take some more of it apart and show you around once I've got that far. Right, found the clank. Come on, see now that. One second. See now, that is the original radiator setup. It works. I mean, yeah, it worked, and it worked half decent, but it's, as you can see, all the dried up coolant on it. It has split somewhere, and I'd say it's because it's been rattling. But I'm gonna go for a Astra. I'm going to go full true VXR with it, and those are the rubbers, like as you can see. Come on, you fucker. As you can see, they are fungled. So I'm going to run the VXR ones. I've found the clunk, boys, and it's actually made a hole in the cross member, but I'm gonna do a bit of magic there, and I think as well that this isn't on properly, which is why it blows. So again, I'm gonna make this out of AN, I'm gonna make that out of AN, I'm gonna strip all that down, I'm gonna tidy all this up. That I think I'm gonna make out of AN3 and run it somewhere nice. Yeah, stuff's getting done. That is also burning my head out, but I bought it like that. There is a bolt snapped off in there, which is a fecker. But yeah, we have got coolant in there, so something is leaking somewhere. Exhaust as well, I want a 3-inch, because this one is absolutely peppercorn sauced. The flex is gone on it and all sorts, but it works for now. Bottom boost pipe, obviously new boost hoses. So yeah, let's do a bit more stripping and I'll get straight back to you. Well guys, kind of making progress, kind of not making progress, because I'm just a bit stumped. But what I have done is come on, spin round. What I have done is I have tapped that to M10 by 1.25, cleaned it all up, and I'll order a gasket for this, and I'll order the adapter to go in there to make it AN, which should neaten everything up. But like I said, I'm not sponsored, so I ain't, obviously I work hard for what I've got, but it's not just going to happen overnight. I've cleaned all that up. I've just put some anti-rust primer on it just to stop it going mangy, if that's even a word. But I think the engine wants to go in more. Now, if you can see there, she is tight on that alternator bracket, very tight, and it's obviously rubbing against the chassis. So I think what I need to do is notch, or I think what I am going to do is I'm going to shave some off that. I'm going to shave some off that pulley, and then I'm going to try and lift the alternator up to bring the pulley away and order a shorter belt, because as you can see, the engine mount, it's pissed, like, you know what I mean? So the engine wants to go up more. But yeah, obviously to make omelettes you got to break eggs, so we're getting there. Like I say, it'll just be a case of ordering a few bits. I have got bits on order, the rad hoses, because like I say, I'm going to make these out of AN lines. Obviously that will be an AN line, and then obviously them will all go to the header tank. Excuse me. So yeah, bit of a random video, just an update on the van. I mean, it is the life of RPG. You know, you're never going to get 1 week after week after week after week after week where there's just millions of pounds spent on it, because I've still got life, you know what I mean? I've still got to live, still got to enjoy myself. I have got bushes for the rear trailing arms on the Jimny. Obviously you've seen before previously, I've got fuel lines to make for the Jimny. But yeah, slow and steady. Like I said, this will be done now over winter. It's not the weather for it. But what I am going to do, I'll fetch you back in a minute. I'll put them radiator mounts on. So give us 2 minutes and we'll be back. So this here is the alternator pulley. So as I said, it's actually chomping into the chassis of the van. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to machine 2 ribs off it, so it's just a 1, 2, 3 rib belt. But it has made a bit of a mess of the chassis leg, but it's nothing I don't think I can sort out. But as you can see, it has absolutely, I don't think you'll be able to see in there, it's absolutely ripped into the van. So that was one of the noises, but that's rare. The engine wants to be, it sits really nice, like an inch further up. Obviously I'm going to have to redo this, So then obviously it pulls away a bit, because luckily I've found it before it's pierced it. That is almost gone through where it's rubbing on that little fucker. So I'm going to grind that off. Water pipes are all off. Yeah, and I think it's tidy up time. Like I said, guys, these videos, I'm shit at it, I know I am, but might as well give it a go, haven't we? So I think now I'm going to start ordering parts. Obviously thermostat housing adapter, and we'll start making turbo water lines. I'll start making, I think I'm going to do that BOV, the blow off, in AM3, just so it tidies things up and I tidy it up a bit. I'm going to order an engine mount, a Vibrotech spec one, and that should help with the movement as well. I'm going to try and figure out how to use a 3-ply belt and make it a little shorter, so then I can lift the alternator up, which should then bring the pulley away from that side of the van. Yeah, and I think I'm going to buy an adapter for the top hat and have a go at making my own top hat. So I'll have to get my gas filled up and have a go at that. But that's it for today. Like I said, all the love to the people that have liked and shared and viewed and subscribed. Just thanks for coming along. I know these videos are shit compared to like Matt Armstrong, everybody else in that industry, but we all got to start somewhere, and hopefully the channel will grow and grow and grow. Like I say, if you're around Manchester, Stockport, anywhere around there, if you need to use a press, I've got a drill, I've got a small lathe. Chuck us a tenner, come and use the press, as many presses as you want. If you've got a chimney, drilling as well, I've got a drill press, so if you need anything drilling, just hit me up on Facebook. I have got a load of chimney bits as well. I've got some shafts, because I ain't going to use the shafts, because I've got long field in mine. And yeah, also, if you're out and about, Buxton Way, up in the wilderness, even on a caravan site, and you're stuck, just message me on Facebook, and I'll come and pull you out in the chimney. No either. Just, it'll make good content, and obviously that's all I can say really. I think the next video will be on how good the chimney is off road, because it is quite the little thing. It always gets the looks and it always gets compliments. Like I say, I need to get that fuel line sorted out. It's not major. I did fix it on site, but it might as well be done proper now. But like I said, we've dived into this today. Obviously, I don't know how the video will look, but what more do you do? Like, do I film? Well, I started at like 10 o'clock this morning, and I think it's now it's 4:30, so you ain't gonna want to watch 4.5 hours of me just swearing. But like I said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.